Hello and welcome to the show. So it's always interesting and often insightful when we chat to people and hear about how their companies have, by and large, managed to adapt in one way or another to working through the COVID-19 crisis.
Yes, some businesses have risen to the challenge better than others. Sadly, some have had to close or can only produce a reduced service. One company, however, which stands out as having adapted well is Canford, who have been supporting the broadcast and live event touring markets for over 40 years. And one of its strengths is the experienced team, many who have been with the company for 10, 20, 30 or even 40 years.
Sounds like a life sentence or more. People might not know, but Canford has 3 manufacturing facilities in the UK where it produces custom metalwork, fibre termination services and well-known brands such as TechPro, Emo, Panamic and Neil. And joining us today is John Driver, Head of Design and a lifer, who's been on the Canford team pretty much since the beginning.
Yeah, welcome to the show, John.
Hiya, you all right?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good.
Now, John, as Matt says, you're a lifer 37 years in. So you're very well qualified to summarise for people watching exactly who Canford are and where the business fits in the market.
Yeah, Canford was established way back in 1976. And what we do, we are the suppliers to the broadcast, television, radio stations, touring, events companies. And what we do, we supply all the bits that make all the equipment fit together, whether that's cable assemblies or just sort of cable drums, connectors. We also have our own range of products, which that is our speciality of Canford is we are a manufacturer as well as a distributor. And actually 40% of our sales is our own manufactured product. And like you said earlier, we have 3 manufacturing facilities, which is the electronic side here in Washington, the fibre termination, again here in Washington, and our metalwork down in Portland. And what we do, basically, we're a one-stop shop. So if you're doing an install, you're doing a project, we're there to support you with your connectors, your panels, and all your cabling in between.
Absolutely. Has to be said that, but I just remember forever, whether in sales or in an engineering room, the Canford catalogue is that Bible that was just so valuable, you'd never let it go. So, of course, we've got to ask, how has Canford coped with the pandemic? We mentioned in the intro your expertise in the live and touring markets, all of which have been hit pretty hard, haven't they?
Yeah, the touring market has just been devastated. And unfortunately, there is a small unseen army behind the scenes in that industry that, because it is behind the scenes, people don't realize how much is involved actually putting a show on. And your heart's got to go out to those guys and just hope they make it through. We have actually seen some people actually deciding to leave the industry, which again is a worry because there's that skill set that's disappearing out the industry.
God.
So we've just got to sort of try and hope we can get through this as quick as we can.
And as far as the support that you've been providing customers over the last 9 months, has that been business as usual as far as you're concerned, or how's it been?
It obviously there has been a downturn of business because of, especially in the events and theatre, that side of market. But early on we decided we would remain open because obviously broadcast facilities were there. They were one of the major outlets for information. So we knew we'd have to sort of stay open and offer some sort of offerings to the customers. And what we did do, we kept our manufacturing facilities open as well, all 3 of them. And they actually did remain busy throughout this period. Even the electronic workshop, we're making 300 interview recorders for a customer. So again, although some areas are affected, because we have such a wide customer base, some other areas weren't hit as hard as what we have been with the broadcast.
Yeah, kind of interested as well. There's a with the new everyone going to remote, going to IP. Does that affect your business, Canford, in any way? Is because traditionally we'd be running coax or XLR. How does the IP world affect how people are going to be using you?
Well, again, it does affect like you say, in using video cable, etc. But because it's IP, they're now using network cable, a data cable.
Right.
And again, we developed our own. We've now got a flexible Cat7, a deployable,
Right.
which acts like a microphone. So again, great quality cable. So it's sort of shifting from one area to another.
So, John, we don't want to make this all about the pandemic, of course, but are there any particular lessons that you can share with us that you've learned over the last 6-7 months or so?
Yeah, one of the things mainly is how you need to adapt quickly to the changing markets. You know, where we've seen a downturn in business in one area, you know, we've then sort of realised that, put a focus on other areas that maybe not hit so heavily. And again, that has paid dividends. And because we have a wide customer base, that has actually helped us through considerably. And also the team at Canford, it was actually good and refreshing to see how well they work together. We had staff working from home. We have staff in the actual factory on the premises. And again, they were still consistent with the work and the amounts of information and the communication between us all.
So let's get away from the negatives of COVID and pandemic. Tell us what might be new at Canford in the future. Put your optimistic hat on and tell us what you're planning for 2021.
Well, it's not just a case of planning for 2021. We've actually used this time to start pushing through developing some new products. Because we were constantly busy, it's always a case of we'll do that when we get time. But actually, it's given us a little bit of a breathing space to get some of those products through to the market. And literally yesterday, we refreshed the website. We've updated the range of power cords that we've been supplying, audio and deployable Cat7 cable assemblies now available ready-made off the shelf. And again, further metalwork offerings. We've got a new range of stage boxes, D-series cable glands, which actually, despite them not actually being on the web, we are selling quite a few already. And not to forget, it's that time of the year where our Source magazine comes out along with a 3-year planner. So don't forget people to register if they would like to see that. But also for 2021, I would like to see the exhibitions back, because there's nothing better than actually talking to the customers face to face, getting a feel for what's going on out there, understanding what they're up to, and just sort of put a better positive vibe on the whole industry.
Yeah, we'll certainly look out for their magazine, and hopefully we've got something to put on next year's year planner as well. So before we let you go, John, as you know, we're an industry all about people and relationships, and we've been asking all our guests to tell us something about themselves that we, or maybe even after 37 years, your colleagues at Canford don't already know about you. What have you got?
Surely not.
Yeah. Well, difficult with that one, because obviously being around 37 years, people know you for such a long time.
Know everything about you.
Yeah, what I would like to do, I would consider myself very creative, and I'm prepared to turn my hand to anything, whether it be plumbing, building, electronics. So as a result of that, I think my ultimate job would have been working for Disney as an Imagineer, being able to work with the modern technology, trying to bring things to life and ideas to life. That's part of my role here at Canford anyway, so I enjoy it.
Well, you never know. It's still time. Maybe there's a change there.
I mean, never too late.
Yeah, never too late. Thanks for watching today, and thanks to John from Canford for coming on the show. To see all our video interviews and kit reviews, then head over to KitPlus TV, which is brought to you with the support of Mediaproxy. And you can find out more about them at mediaproxy.com. Thanks again for watching.
Thanks.